Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, ah. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hope you're all doing well, swell, and your enemies, who the hell cares, okay? Letting them know well. So just get my good news out the way to let you know I do offer personal readings that you can book me down below or the link in my description of my bio. Either way works, it'll take you there and get you set up. I also do donation-led readings in case of at the moment you can't afford those current readings. Do those live every Sunday. Don't really have a time frame, so it's best to just subscribe and hit the notification bell. And then if you just want to see me, I do have a Twitch. I don't really have a set time frame for that either, so it's best to just follow and go from there. But other than that, to get into your good news and your information, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we're going to get into this. This is for the Virgos for the month of September, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And let's get into it. So the first road trip. The first word that I wrote was abundance. And you also got the green card, which is I love energy, heart chakra energy, expansion energy, openness energy, development energy as well. Then we got circumvent, which is literally changing and shifting something, circumventing something, rearranging it, allowing something that has happened to change it in a different direction. Then we got mistress. We got mistress. And then right next to that, we got exotic one. Now, with the exotic one, I was seeing an animal. I need to stand up. I'm sorry, my hip's starting to lock a little bit. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's better. I was seeing circumvent and mistress, sorry, an exotic one. But with the exotic one, I was seeing the animal with the really, really big eyes off Madagascar. The lemurs, I believe. I was kind of like that. It was like that type of mistress energy, like a hidden energy, not really known energy, not like an actual like human mistress. Then after that, we got tag along, and I immediately thought of like Girl Scout cookies, tag along. Something sweet, which is funny because my brother's from Korea, something sweet, which is hilarious. But it's like this tag along energy of like craving that sweetness, craving that comfort, that longing. I always say when you're craving something, look up the spiritual meaning of it, because that's what you may be craving. If you're craving something salty, you're craving something a little bit more structured. If you're craving something savory, you're craving something structured. Salty, you're looking for truth, expression out there, something sweet, something loving, comforting. So they all have a meaning. So look that up as well, because that's also what I was getting. On the back, we got dance on or for your wild side. And this is letting me know just to really step out of your comfort zone. Either dance on your wild side for a little bit, which is doing shadow work, getting to really poke and prod and question those things that you may hide and not really be sure of, or you quickly just know and have an answer for. Or dance for your wild side. Be able to express that now outwardly once you have done the shadow work and you're like, okay, I understand myself, and now doing it in a way where you don't care how you're perceived or how you're looked at or how somebody may think or feel about you, because you're doing it for you either way. And that's also where the circumvent comes in, allowing that release to come out in a way that's abundant. And that's also where the exotic one came from, because you are essentially a mistress to yourself. It's like something that's hitting those big eyes, that wide, I can see in the dark. That maiden energy, that Virgo energy, of really being able to understand that. And that's also where the tag along comes, because right now it feels like you're kind of tagging along with spirit. Like, hey, bring your little brother, bring your little sister, or, you have to, I got a sponsor, but I have to say this sponsor because, this is what my job said. It's like you're tagging along, but you're not really involved, and they want you a little bit more involved in these things for yourself, especially with it being an exotic one. It's like, not in the way the society is made up, but it's in the sense of like, this is like vanilla used to be exotic. Vanilla is still very expensive, but it's like that. Or like truffle pig energy, where you need specific truffles, and you can't even if you find a truffle, it might have worms in it. It's a very rare thing, to be able to have and understand. So let's go ahead and get into what abundance and energy is happening for Virgo with their shadow work and dark side. We got the Two of Swords, mental conflict coming out here for you. So possibly dealing with stuff, which is why you're looking for that expansion, what you do love, that growth, that change in things, and possibly why you are currently tagging along as well. In the energy, just like, Spirit, I'm a rock and ride. You just tagging along for it. But with these next two cards coming out, spiritual union and power, Spirit is like, you got your own strength, you got your own energy, you got your own power, right? We're supposed to be doing this together. We need to be doing this together. And that's why you feel the mental conflict, is because we're not doing it together. You need to look at your situation from a different perspective, rooted in something more than just yourself, by talking to your higher self, talking to your younger self, and talking to and living in your present moment, and recognizing that you were never alone, and you are never in a place of weakness. You just have to change your perspective of how you felt about yourself to feel weak in the first place, right? To recognize that you always had abundance and power, because abundance is first. So this power is also the strength card, recognizing your power and strength. And sometimes, if it feels like two people are pulling, it can feel stagnant. But when they come together and work together, the Two of Cups, that balance of I pour into you, you pour into me, we're meeting together and we're working on each other together. It's very powerful. And I feel like that's what needs to happen with you and your shadow side. So I feel like it's kind of pulling away from each other, but it needs to come together. I could make shit up and it wouldn't be as truthful, as wouldn't be as fun. What did you get? Shadow. What did I say? You're going to have to do some shadow work, that moon work, the inner gut, that intuition, that why do I immediately think this way? Why do I immediately feel this way? Why do I want to do this? How can I do this no matter what? It's things of really pulling and asking those questions and actually listening to your body, your mind, and the truth for an answer. You have a lot of cups coming out here, a lot of emotion, a lot of cleansing needed energy, a lot of pull and push energy happening here for you, the ebbs and flow of life that you're currently going through. But with the Nine of Cups and the Five of Cups, which is the fulfillment of wishes and the emotional loss, the fulfillment of wishes is right on top of the Two of Swords, and the emotional loss is right on top of power. And right now it's letting me know that, again, it's an exotic one. It's not where you think it is. Your fulfillment of wishes is not just in your mind, not just in your delusions, not just in your thoughts. It's an actuality. It can actually truly happen. And if you have been going through things, it's a recognition that you have to think of it a different way. If I can go through this, why can I not go through something like that? Why can I not? And that leads to recognizing maybe my emotions are navigating my mindset, and I need to clear out my emotions, so that way my mental can also clear out. Because sometimes that's what leads it. Or maybe I need to change my mental so that my emotions can line up with it. Because with the emotional loss and power, which is the strength card, you feel like when you're emotionally going through something, everything else afterwards is like, damn, this physically, financially, sexually, spiritually, all those things. But it's like, no, the power actually comes from your emotions. It comes from that loss. It comes from that recognition. So that way you can lead to that spiritual union. You can lead to that shadow work, to something that is powerful. Because fulfillment of wishes is almost like you're getting what you want. You're getting what it is. But sometimes people get what they want and they still aren't happy. They still aren't satisfied. It's like, you've been wanting this for some time. You've been asking for this some time, but you get it, but you're still not happy. Oh my God, I can make this up. We got truth that fell right on top of fulfillment of wishes and mental conflict, like I said. Once you pull into that truth, that shadow work, that intuition, that knowing of understanding and maybe not knowing, and being okay with that, it leads to that. Finding the truth in your emotions and why you're feeling them in the first place. Okay? See what else you got for them for September, Spirit, regards to shadow work, changing their situation. Because right now your shadow self is the mistress. You only go to it every now and again, possibly when you want to rag on yourself or be like, yeah, we got it, but it wasn't how we were supposed to be, or we could have did so much better. Ooh. There's someone or something coming out, because we got the jealousy coming out, but we got the full moon in reverse. So there's something that has been hidden from you. Yeah. a little bit of evil eye that has been hidden from you. The full moon in a reverse is on top of the spiritual union, which is again getting that connection with again shadow self, because they're connected. And then the jealousy is on top of shadow. So maybe you could be dealing with jealousy and that's coming to the light, and or an evil eye has been sent on you. But either way, it's going to be coming to, because that has been a disruption. Is this envy, this jealousy, this longing, feeling, this emotion? Because like I said, some of you have reached a certain point where you are getting what you have manifested and you're just not happy, or you feel like you won't get it and that was it, that was all. I'm good, like I'm really good, because you literally got shadow again on top of the shadow card. You got shadow that fell right on top of the shadow card. They really need you to do this shadow work, because sometimes the own enemy is yourself. They're literally looking at each other. Like I said, your mistress is that, and right now you're tagging along with your own energy and spirit energy, like, yeah. No. You're a rare one. You also got veiled. Again, something is not revealed to you. So don't walk in a way that you know everything or have everything. They want you to really dig in that truth. Not just put the lens over your eyes, the rose-colored glasses, no, really truly tap into that, because that also is how you claim your power. It's like I'm seeing somebody scratch their butt, and like, are you scratching your butt? Yeah, I'm scratching my butt. Now where do we go from here? I'm going to wash my hands afterwards. This person scratched their butt. Yes, I told you I scratched my butt. Like, where do we go from here? It's like the moment where she's like, okay, yes, and now where do we go from here? It's like, you can't use something against me that I'm already claiming and holding onto my own, that I'm working on. It's mine. I've claimed it. So they want you to claim that. Things may not be going how you want it to, but that means that they can go how you need it and want it to. Okay? Yeah, do that shadow work, baby. I have this book where it's like 3,000 questions. And so every now and again, I'll just go in there and I'll just ask myself a question. And it ranges from like things like, what's your favorite man that starts with a P? It goes from things like that to, what is a moment in time that you can't change, but you think about often? It goes into different things. And that, sometimes that helped me start with some of my own shadow prompts. Sometimes just asking those questions like, oh, I can't stand that person. And you don't know them, but you just see them walking. It's like, hold on, why can't I don't know this person? Why am I suddenly feeling angry or what's going on? Where's that coming from? That leading into that energy. But when you do, it leads to good fortune. And it's like tears, that rain, that emotional energy, it leads into good fortune. Like I said, the first word that you got is abundance. You got the 9 of Cups, which is like, any wish you get is yours. But don't make wishes of sadness where you're just tagging along and you're not really there. Like, no, be like a lemur in the dark. I think that's what they were in the movie. And be able to see what people can't see, because you're awake and you're ready and you're here for it. Okay? So that has been your reading, Virgos. I love you. Love yourselves more. Until next time.